Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Razor Gaming. I am Razor and I am here with another one for you guys. And I'm here for the new players that are kind of coming into the verse this week for the Foundation Festival. And these are some of my tips that I'm going to give out to you that I wish somebody would have gave to me when I first started off in Star Citizen. If you look up in the top right corner, there'll be a little link for you to look at my last guide, which was all about going over your character. And this new guide, this new video, it's just about getting started in Star Citizen as fast as possible. I'm gonna highlight some of the things that I think that you should look at, kind of get yourself familiar with, so that way you can have the best gaming experience possible when you first started off. And then there are some other things that I'm like lightly touch and kind of give you a little bit of familiarity with it, but it's stuff that I feel that the further that you get along in your gameplay, you'll kind of just figure it out and see for yourself and see kind of what you want to do. But without further ado, let's go ahead, let's kind of get started into it. So you went ahead, you picked out your location already. Mine is going to be New Babbage. So go ahead and get into it. Let's get into Star Citizen. Okay, so now you're in Star Citizen and you're a new player. What should you do? Well, first off, take a look at your prompts. All right, look down to your right. You have F for interact and look, and that's F and the mouse icon. And then you have exit, which is Y. Okay, you can look around and using your prompts, which is F for get up, you can use that just to go ahead and get up, or you can go ahead and use Y. So we'll go ahead and use F. In your top left corner, you'll see is your map. That's a map of the current area that you're in. This extends out to the city that you're in, the buildings that you're in, and even vehicles that you're in as well. And also extends out later on. It'll kind of extend out to more areas as we get more updates. So first, you'll be in your hab. This is what my hab looks like on New Babbage. This is what every hab looks like on New Babbage. We don't have our own habs. That'll be something that is supposed to come into the future, but we'll see. Anyway, right here, you'll have your storage access. Now, if you're a new player, you probably won't have a lot in your inventory at all because you're just kind of starting off and getting into the game. But you'll see right up here, it's kind of where you'll find like your armor, clothing. It's all self-described items. Some things, as you get further along into the game, you'll realize might not be labeled what you think they are. So if you can't find them, just go to other or something like that. Keep on looking around until you find it. So some of it might be a little unrecognizable for you, depending on what type of gaming background you come from. Anyway, here it's just for you to put on your armor and kind of get ready to go. So, but like I said, this is for beginners. You probably won't have a lot of armor, but this is something that you should definitely get yourself familiarized with. You'll be coming to here a lot, for storage access to, whatever you loot out there in the verse, and you bring it back to whatever station that you're going to. This is where you can find, your storage for things that you've stored at that location. There's storage access every location there are for players in this game. So your space stations, your habs in your bigger cities, stuff like that. Base building is on the roadmap, supposed to be coming sometime in the near future. Then that's when you'll get your storage access kind of extended out. There's also storage access in vehicles, but that's different than how it is here. All right, moving on. Okay, when you're coming out of your habs, just go straight to the elevator. Find the elevator that's on the floor where your hab is at, go straight there and go to lobby. A lot of players or a lot of new players think, maybe they try different floors and they get really hung up here. I've seen a lot of new players already trying to figure out just how to get out of hab. Just go to the elevator and go straight to the lobby. The other floors do not matter. Okay, next we're gonna come over here into Kel-to. Kel-to is a local, just say like market or corner store or whatever that will be in your starting off locations. Starting off as a new player, these are the things that I would get if I could start it all over and just be okay. What are the things that are going to help me out as a new player? Get a pyro multi-tool right here. Just hold F to buy. You're good to go. And the same thing over here for the true hole tractor beam. You want a tractor beam starting off. You're going to need that. Over here, it's just the orbit mining attachment. That's for mining, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about just starting off, getting started in the fastest way possible, and kind of cutting out the fluff, things that you don't need. And then over here, I will go ahead and buy a C54 SMG. Go ahead and get you LH86 pistol. And then here at Kel-to, you can't buy any ammo for this weapon or any other weapons. So I'll show you how and where you should get ammo for your weapons. But for right now, this will work. So if you go into your inventory, you'll see that none of that stuff is on you. So if you're asking yourself, okay, well, where did it go? It went over here where I showed you guys before in the beginning of the vehicle to your storage access. Now this storage access is littered all around, you know, your stations and stuff like that. But you would go to weapons. I have a bunch of weapons here, but this is where the C54 is at. And then you would just click on it, drag it over, put it on your person. I'm not gonna have any ammo or anything like that, but for the mining tool that we got, you could double click on it or you could drag it over. I'm gonna double click on it. And then you can do the same thing for the true hole tractor beam. This is what it'll look like. Okay, so now we have our weapon and we have our true hole tractor beam. Let's go ahead and get out of here and let's go to the space station. And I'll tell you guys, for those of you who, you know, have troubles on, you know, how do you call up your aircraft and how do you get out of the station, what exactly you could do, because that is another thing that has been kind of, you know, a big thing for people who are starting off in this game is how do I even get out of the station? I have no idea how to get out of the station. You know, there's nothing pointing me towards where I need to go.
You found this.
Okay, great. So you've gotten out of the hab. You've gotten yourself a few items that you'll need just to kind of help you start off. And you've transitioned all the way to this ship station where your ships are being held at. Now you're at the ASOP terminal, which is the fleet manager right here. So you're gonna go ahead and prompt the F, and this is where all your vehicles are, okay? This is where all your vehicles are located. So just real quick, regardless if you're here at a station, if your vehicle isn't there, it'll either say deliver or claim. Claim means that your vehicle was destroyed or is at another place. So if you claim it, it'll deliver it to where you're at. Deliver just means that it hasn't been delivered anywhere. It's just kind of, you know, off in its own storage. The moment that you hit deliver, it'll be at your location and that'll be where it's housed at. So for here, for these purposes, we're gonna go ahead and call up my F-17 Mark II.
Plug working, get it.
Now, you delivered it. You see right here, it says that it's stored, so it's not in your hangar yet. You need to retrieve it.
Vehicle has been delivered.
Once it's retrieved, it'll let you know which hangar you're in. Mine is an extra large hangar because of the type of vehicles that I have. My biggest being RSI Polaris. Yours is starting off, it's probably gonna say small hangar. It might say medium hangar depending if you buy a totally different, you know, larger package, but it's gonna say a small hangar. So go into the hangar, go ahead and find yours. So there it says mine's categorized extra large hangar. Okay, you are now in your hangar. Now my hangar is gonna look different than yours. They look different depending on where you're at. Some look very industrial, and then some look, I forgot what style this is. I believe it's like new tech or new science or something like that. I will have to look at the design document just to see what it was called, but I believe it's like new science, something like that. Don't quote me on that because I'm not even 100% sure. But in your hangar will be your own ASOP terminals that manages your fleet like I showed you before. So here you can call up or send down your own vehicles. You'll also have your storage access. It'll be the same as what I showed you before. One big difference about your hangar compared to if you call up a hangar at say like Port Tressler Station that's right above New Babbage. You can decorate this hangar. You can put things wherever you want to. There's nothing in this one right now because we're on the PTU, not on the live service. But you can put anything in your hangar and it will persist. It will stay there. Okay, now that's not patch to patch. That's usually for a single patch because we're getting patches so frequently this year, it'll change up your hangar. So you'll have to kind of redo your hangar if that's something that you're into. But if you're not, then you'll have to. In my hangar, I usually leave out certain vehicles in my hangar that I always take out. So that way I don't have to keep on storing them and bring back up. I just leave them here and not put them off to the side or something like that. So it might be ground vehicles, or it might be some of my smaller aircraft that I might just have over there just to the side. Here is your freight manager. So over here, You have the cargo freight, the same thing that's over in that corner. Just be aware that it's here. That's it. Familiarize yourself with it. We don't have to go in depth with it. You need to familiarize yourself with it because it will be important later on as you get deeper into the game. But if you're just starting off, it does not matter. As far as, hey, I need to really understand this right now. You don't. It's simple to understand, but it can be buggy and it can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. So I would definitely look at guides for that. If I was a new player and you started getting into a point in your gameplay where you could start, taking out, doing hauling missions or something like that, or if you want to do some kind of trading, then that's when I will start really, getting in depth of, what does this mean? Okay, we are now in our aircraft. We've caught up our aircraft. We're in our aircraft. Now we want to turn it on and we want to get out. Okay, first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit U. That's going to turn on the power in your aircraft. After that, you're going to go ahead and turn on the engines in your aircraft, hitting I. If you want to see the engines on your aircraft turn on, you can go ahead and press F4 to prompt and then hit I. And then there, you'll see that your engines are on. Okay, now we're just talking about how to get out of here as quick as possible. Don't worry about the MFDs down here. That'll be in another guide. Or if you really want to know, you can look up somebody else, but it won't be in this guide. It's just about getting out. And the quickest way to go ahead and get out is look down at your prompts down there to the right, hit left alt and in. You'll see the prompt come up that says Hangar request completed. I like to go into third person, and then depending on if you use sticks or if you're using a keyboard, how you take off will be different. I use sticks and I use rudder, but you might be using keyboard and mouse. If you're using keyboard and mouse, you just hit left shift to strafe up, and then spacebar to strafe down, I believe. Hold on, I might be saying that wrong. No, I'm sorry. It's spacebar to strafe up, and then left control straight down. And once you are out of your hangar, hit N to retract your landing gear. That's how you're going to start to pick up speed. And right there, as you can see off in the distance, that is the location I'm going to go to, because that is the location I'm really going to house myself out and get the ammo. And that's where I'm going to be starting my missions out of. And that will be for the next video. So in this video, just to recap, we just went over really quickly as fast as possible my tips that I wish I would have known. Just quickly start off in this game and to get to enjoy the experience as fast as possible as I want to. As a little caveat, take your time and get to know where your home location is and get to know the ins and outs of it. All right, it's important. There's a lot of resources that are there, a lot of things that you can do there as far as, getting yourself even more prepared for the game. But we're just talking about getting off as fast as possible. So my little, thing for you guys here is still go to your location, still, explore them. They're beautiful. CIG really did put a lot of work into them. And there's a lot of things there that you kind of see that will give you, more perspective of kind of what you're dealing with in the verse and in the system that you're in. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out, checking out this video. Please leave a comment, or a like. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Subscribe if I earned it from you guys. And that's it. I'll see you guys out in the verse. You guys have a great time playing the game. Peace.